folks. Welcome back.
Welcome
Yay!
back. Welcome to the podcast where we help you not burn your house down.
Yeah.
In today's episode, we talk about our personal grievances and our hot takes about them, our favorite podcasts and TV shows, and we start a series called The Home Maintenance Guide Nobody Ever Told You About.
Yeah.
Which is so fun, and we're so excited to share it with you guys. Mm-hmm. I'm Emily.
I'm Marley.
And I'm Samantha, and this is How to Handyma'am. And today's episode is dedicated to Sammy and Dean, who is one of our favorite humans on the planet. I didn't even need to prep for this one.
Nope.
Sammy is our administrative services manager. She lives in Wisconsin, which we wish was not true. We wish she was here with us all the time. But she's a really unique individual in that she is one of the kindest humans I've ever met. She's like wicked smart and has so much grit and tenacity for figuring out like the crazy stuff. But she just kind of epitomizes like being like a strong, capable woman who is also like there for the other women in her life and just like a genuinely good human being.
Yeah, she's so delightful.
Yeah, Sammy leaves everybody better than she found them.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty
She
good
also
summary.
has 3 boys, which like is
Power to her.
that's a lot
And
of
she
boys.
has an unending well of patience. I'm like, wow, that's
she
inspiring.
does. She's a phenomenal mother.
But-
She's just a phenomenal mother, a phenomenal friend, a phenomenal little baby sister. She's,
She always says, I'm not handy, but she truly embodies the spirit of a handyman. And
Oh my
she was
gosh.
our first even part-time hire besides the two of us goofballs.
We were
So-
going crazy, and then we were like, help! And Sammy came in and rescued us. So
Sammy, we love you. You're
we
essential
do love you.
to my handyman.
This
and
one's for
an
you, girl.
inspiration for how to
You know what today or tomorrow is? Hold on a hot second. Today is Sammy's 4-year anniversary with us.
Well, that is kismet.
That's crazy.
So thank you, Sammy, for rescuing us and never leaving.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
needed you.
Mwah.
We still need you.
Yes, we do.
Okay, to start our topic
Okay.
today, I want your hot takes, not scary, controversial. I mean, like, random personal grievances.
Pet peeves, basically. Is what
Pet
yeah.
peeves, but I want your hot take, like, this is, everyone, I don't know many people who don't like this, but I don't like this.
People who make socks that do not stay up. My shoes, I have some socks that my shoes will eat my socks.
They like end up next to
my
your
shorts.
toes.
Seriously, nothing
Like,
is worse.
this
especially,
defeats the purpose of you.
It's
Then you
only
get
one
arch support.
foot. It's only 1 foot. It's like my left foot's fine, but my right foot is voracious.
That shoe's
She's
like
real hungry today.
Seriously.
My personal grievance is when people, like, ride up on my ass while I'm driving and, like, are being dangerous, and then we're at the same stoplight.
No.
I'm like, was
And then
that
they can't turn
action...
their head to make eye contact because they're like
I
so
was like,
embarrassed.
was that worth it? But this is random. But the scariest driving interaction I've ever had is I had to stop for a literal deer in the road. And this man in this giant-ass truck behind me was so mad at me for slowing him down that he followed me to my exit. And I was like, well, it's my time. The Lord
I'm
is
gonna be
calling me home.
murdered.
I'm about to be murdered. Rolls down his window, flips me off, and then continues like how you can just go straight back onto the highway. He got off personally to flip me off. And I was like, you don't even know.
That's some real.
I think we should have an
petty-
entire segment that is like classy dudes.
Yeah.
Like, your mama raised you, right?
You know what
Except
I
they don't
figured
want to blame women for men's behavior.
No.
So your father didn't raise you.
You know what? I think, though, there's a difference. There are some people who are just, it doesn't matter what's going on. They're just buttholes. But,
Booty cheek holes. Thank
yes.
you.
But I have learned that there are some people who are living so close. You know that edge that you can get pushed over?
I feel like we
Where
got
you
this from the vet.
behave irrationally. Yes, you're right. We got this from our veterinarian. But some dogs do, too. They live their whatever is their like anxiety, their stress response, their anger
amygdala
response.
right in here.
Where for us it might take you push. It takes a lot of pushing to like get you to the edge before you're like whether you raise your
Where you're
voice
like,
or cut some whatever it is. But there are people who live on the edge all the time, and it could be as simple as like you went to open the door to Panera and like you try to woot woot Panera Ninja in, and the door hits you, and then all of a sudden. Then they're like
Then you're
kicking
swinging on the
glass
door. You're like,
Yeah, I told you to stay open.
Yeah. Next thing we know, there's a news statement of redheaded woman beats up front door because it hit her.
She lost the war.
I lost the war.
One thing I love about you, Arlie, is that when people mess with your people, you're automatically, like, telling, like, if I'm like, this thing happened, you're like, well, you shouldn't take that. Like, you speak so much life and, like, confidence. You're like, you shouldn't, like, I love that you're just like, well, that's wrong. Like, you just speak that truth. I love it. So be that kind of person. Be an Arlie to your friends.
Yeah,
and
protect
be like,
your people.
oh, a man said that to you? Nah, it's not true.
Yeah, or a woman. Because
Anybody.
Sometimes women be tearing each other down.
I know.
And I'm like, what are we doing?
We're not here for that.
I remember when Isabel almost murdered me, my sister Isabel, she's been on the podcast before, because she was like, you cannot, like, talk so loud about people being rude when you're in public. And I'm like, but they were rude. They were talking to during your presentation. I was like, I was trying to listen. They didn't want to listen. They could have just been quiet instead of talking to each other. And she's like so mortified because we're not that far away from them. And I'm like saying it out loud because I was upset. But I was like, it's rude to talk during a presentation. I could barely hear it.
You're like an old person who's hard of hearing.
Passive aggressively whisper shouting.
Yeah, basically. That's kind of how I get.
So anyways, that was an interesting intro. I know you have some things on your paper right in front of you. So.
Oh, I wanted to ask you guys if you have any podcast, book, or movie recommendations.
Bridgerton.
Because
I know
love...
Arlie's going to say Bridgerton.
We should talk about Bridgerton.
Oh, I love it.
I think we might just have to make it brief. Describe the new 4 episodes in 3 words.
Benedict
that was one of them. Just kidding.
Benedict is stupid.
Yeah, that's 3.
There you go.
I don't know if I can do that.
Okay, you get 5.
What if I just explain to you my feelings about it?
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Joy. Violet, exclamation point.
Oh, I'm the tea you're having.
Oh, I loved it. That was crazy.
It's like, this is new.
Yeah,
She's
I
like,
love it.
I am the tea. I am the tea you're having.
Yeah.
She's so cute. The fact that she's had 8 children and she's still so, like, shy and
I'm like, we all know how those children got here, so I don't know why you're shy.
Her emotions between, like, being out there and also being, like, nervous are, like, kind of relatable, like how my brain can do that sometimes, where it's like, I know what I want, but also, like, you know?
You know what the most cringy part of all the Bridgerton episodes are? Literally anytime her daughters want her to describe something to her. About
and she's
what to
like,
expect.
What is the pinnacle?
She's like, well,
And then she's like,
how
I
can I
did
get out of
Daphne a
this?
disservice, and then just goes on to do Francesca an equal disservice. And I loved Penelope when she's like, no metaphors, no whatevers, like Francesca, and she's like, okay then, and then she just laid it out there.
Yeah,
I
anyway,
love Penelope.
I feel happy and sad and confused and upset, and it has truly been a classic Shonda Rhimes experience.
The crab apples were very adorable.
The crab.
The crab apples. The people at My Cottage.
At My Cottage.
Oh, yes.
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 If you don't watch Bridgerton, I'm sorry, this might have been confusing, but we love it, and it is a little bit risque, but it is like one of those shows that you watch and you like escape into their world.
Yeah.
You know, they have like the British
And there's so many
accents.
delightful side characters, too. It's not just the main characters.
Oh, I have a TV show that I've been watching.
Okay, tell me.
The Traitors, which is a reality TV show.
Oh, yeah, you
and
were telling me
I
about
like
that.
reality TV. Lucas has never watched reality TV, and he loves it, Lucas is my husband, and it's satisfying seeing him love reality TV, because I used to watch Dancing with the Stars, The Bachelor, all those shows, but this show is so fun. It's basically a big game of Mafia, and there's 3 people who are traitors, and they have to...
Oh, trader, like T-R-A-I.
Yeah.
I thought it was T-R-A-D. I thought it was like a Wall Street thing.
No, I'm not watching a stock exchange show. No, they're all in this castle in Scotland, and there's faithfuls and traitors, and the faithfuls have to suss out who the traitors are, as every night of the show, the traitors murder a faithful. And so
It's like a live version of Clue.
it is. And then they'll be like, well, Carly said this weird thing that made me think this. You're a traitor. And they have a round table every day where they do a banishment. So there's a murder and a banishment. And the banishment is like, we think you're a traitor, and everyone votes them out. And then in the banishment, they tell you if they're a traitor or faithful. So everyone's like, I think Carl is a traitor.
So after they voted him out,
yeah, and then he gets up there and he's like, I'm a faithful. And they're all like, no!
They're like, crap, there's 3 traitors left.
Yeah. So it's so fun. We're caught up on the season that's coming out right now. But it's also just delightful that Lucas finally likes a reality show with me. Like, he was popping in and out on Dancing with the Stars, but he doesn't know very many celebrities, so for him, it's just 2 dancers. Like, it's not like, oh my gosh, that's like Dylan Efron, who I love. But yeah, it's been fun.
Well, I have a couple new podcasts that I like and want to talk about, because I guess it used to be like on TV, you would be like, you'd have basic cable, and then like if you had HBO or Cinemax, you were like bougie. Your family had a lot of money, and then you had like a few other options.
Yeah, HBO, you see the uncensored stuff.
I know. But now, like when you go to TV, it's hard sometimes to even discover like a new fun show, because there are thousands of things to watch.
Yeah, there's a lot out there.
So you really have to rely on
or you
asking...
might not have the streaming service.
Yes. So you have to rely on other people like who have found something that can tell you about it. And it's like that with podcasts too, because there are millions. Like, so we're ranked top 5% globally on Listen Notes, which is
wait. Toot toot. That's us tooting our own horn.
So yes, so this is a global podcast ranking site that looks at 3 million podcasts worldwide. So we're top 5%. But that's not all of the podcasts there are. So there are literally millions of podcasts. So it's hard to discover them. So when I find new ones that I like, that's why we talk all the time about like My Favorite Murder and Tooth and Claw and Morbid.
Too Scary Didn't Watch.
Too Scary Didn't Watch and Normal Gossip. Like there you go.
And Arlie put me on to Murder with My Husband, which I'm obsessed with now.
Ooh, I want to call out one I just remembered I forgot, which is Malice in the Mitten.
Ooh, is it Michigan-based?
It's Michigan Murders.
Ooh,
I met a business owner. Shout out to Tess from Plant Joy in DeWitt, Michigan. So you should definitely look them up. No, she is a plant artist guru. Like, she's going to come help me make my lilac bush go wild.
Oh, fun.
Yes. So
you both are going to go nuts. Lilac queens over here.
Yes. So we met for coffee, and she was telling me about her neighbor is a podcaster who has Malice in the Mitten is her podcast.
So it's a local podcast?
Yeah, so it's local. So I was listening to that. So if you like true crime, you need to go listen to Malice in the Mitten, if for no other reason than best name ever.
Yeah, that is
it's
a good
so
one.
good. But I have 2 others that I really like. And one of them I stumbled across because the podcaster is a friend of my best girlfriend. And
Shout out to you, Lisa.
Yes. I normally wouldn't have listened to it because it's a couple of guys, but that one's called Singly Married. And I would say if you are a woman who loves like what the vibe of this podcast, or a guy and you're listening, but if you're a woman and you have guys in your life who you think would like the vibe but the guy version, then that would be the Singly Married podcast. So it's Joe.
Isn't one of them single and one of them
One's
married?
single and one of them's married.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
And it's Joe and Drew, and it's just like pulling up a chair with a couple of friends and listening. So they talk about all kinds of different things, and they like to say you'll learn a little and laugh a lot.
Oh, I love that.
So I think it's cool. And then the other one is Marcy Talks Money.
Oh, yeah,
And
you were
I
telling
need
me
this
about
one because I'm not great with money. So she just gives like super practical money management tips, and she interviews somebody different on each of her podcasts. So you get to learn all kinds of different perspectives about just being a real person managing money. So it's not like for bazillionaires. It's just for normal people who are like, I have like a little bit of money. What should I do with it?
I know. It's like when you listen to a finance podcast and they're like, oh, just put $30,000 in your retirement a year. I'm like,
You're like, I have $14 of disposable income.
yeah.
And I'm 100% spending it on Starbucks.
So Marcy,
especially you.
Yeah.
Marcy Talks Money is awesome. And
that's
Singly
so
Married is
cool.
awesome. And Malice in the Mitten.
Awesome.
Also, yes.
Awesome.
So if you want to try some new podcasts, those are 3 different fits in different categories, but those are very cool.
Okay.
And if you like true crime, can you comment below so we don't feel like complete weirdos when we keep talking about murder?
Well, last week I talked about Nicole Stute, who has the Marvelous Middle Age podcast, but 2 minutes into talking to her, she offhandedly mentioned true crime podcasts, and I was like, what?
and your antennas go up and you're like,
We talked for the next 15 minutes about all the true crime Like, I was writing furiously because she listens to podcasts that I hadn't heard
yeah.
of before. Oh, yeah. So if you like them, like, tell us. We love
need
to talk about it.
Find a podcast about why people love true crime so much.
Yeah.
I know, like, part of the reason why women love it so much is to listen to figure out how not to get murdered. But I feel like there has to be, like, other psychological...
It's like a fascinating thing about human...
I mean, there are
condition, the human
stories.
condition.
Yeah.
There are stories, the things that happen.
And they're gripping.
Compelling stories.
Yeah.
I think we like also hearing people get caught. We talked about that before.
I
Oh,
love
we
that.
love when people get caught.
But I also think it's validating. Like, as a woman who has, like, when I'm home alone, like, I get spooked.
Oh, yeah, being scared.
Like,
and stuff,
fear,
yeah.
maybe, I'm not all the way to fear, but I get spooked when I'm in the house by myself overnight. It's validating to realize, like, there's a reason, there's an evolutionary reason why we are afraid. And it's just validating to be like, yeah, that person tried to be polite and they got murdered. So that's why, like, sometimes you just...
Yeah, like Ted Bundy would be like, my arm hurts. Can you come
I
help me?
know.
Yeah.
And the ones that use their kids to, like, lure in people.
Worst.
Yeah. So anyway, that was super off topic, but
That
that's
wasn't.
fine. There you have it.
I'm thinking...
If everything's off topic, nothing's off topic.
That's true.
This is the off-topic podcast. We ought to just call it that.
Okay, we're going to go through, and we're going to do a homeowner's guide that no one ever told you about. So, a couple...
Is this a nobody tells you this kind of episode?
Kind of. So, there is a lot of things about owning a home. I say this as a person who doesn't even own a home.
I own a home.
Yeah, you guys
home.
own homes, and there's like a billion different things. So this will probably be an ongoing series of a bunch of different things. But these were, things I thought were of the highest priority.
Okay.
And I'm going to name the thing, and then you guys can tell me what the maintenance is and what issues it would cause or will not cause if you do or do not take care of it.
So we're like doctors, training doctors, and you're telling us the symptoms and we're diagnosing?
Yeah, we can do it like that.
I'll also tell you, like, why it's a problem if you don't handle it in your own house.
You'll die.
Yeah.
Everyone, we just say,
You'll die.
So the first one that we'll do is the biggest home safety situation, I feel like. Highest of priorities.
Dryer vent?
Dryer vent.
yeah. Don't leave
And
me hanging.
Oh, I didn't see you.
why is it important?
Cold.
Tell me why it isn't. Tell them why
Oh.
it is important.
Fire.
Fire.
It's one of the biggest fire risks in a house.
Yeah, it's
And
one
why?
of-
because it's basically kindling.
it really is. It's like
Lucas's
super
grandpa-
dry and
Puts dryer lint in toilet paper tubes for campfires. to
yeah,
get it
yeah.
started.
That's how my mom used to make fire starters. Is in
Sometimes
like
they'll
those egg
soak them.
cartons, the
Oh,
cardboard egg cartons, and she'd pour like a little bit of wax on top of all the lint to keep it in there. But yeah, a lot. Like if you go on Pinterest and look up fire starters, it'll be like lint.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the number one thing.
This is random, but sometimes Grandpa Larry soaks them in different chemicals so that when you burn them, they're different colors.
Oh, that's cool.
That's fun.
A little bit
So-
scary.
For some people, the risk is lower because, like, in our primary residence, our dryer goes straight outside. Like
It's like a 2-foot run,
no,
if less.
Yeah, it's probably 12 inches because it's straight. It's butted up to the exterior wall, goes straight out. So that's a lot. You're a lot less likely to get lint buildup. But then the house that Arlie lives in that we own, all of the dryers are on an interior wall. So it really took some traveling to get the exhaust vent to the outside. And so it's much more important in that situation that regular maintenance is done because buildup could happen easily.
Yeah, especially if you have like any elbows,
Yeah.
curves. And then it's also important to clean not only the vent from the back of your dryer to outside. That needs to be cleaned. But also, they have like these little wands. They kind of look like
Feather
know.
dusters
yeah, kind
on
of
a long stick.
And you can
Scratchy
kind of
things.
stick it in your dryer
Yep.
vent in the back, like after you take out your little thing, and you clean out the vent. What is it called in there? The lint catcher?
The
or
lint
something?
trap.
Lint trap.
Yep.
After you clean that out, the the like little cavity that it goes into also collects lint as well. So I vacuum mine out because I can see it collecting. But if you can't see it, you might want to get one of those feather duster situations. And I think they have ones that are specifically for dryers.
They do. They're like, it's like $20. You can buy, it's called a dryer vent cleaning kit.
Yeah.
And it goes together like tent poles. You know how you pull them
for the
apart
main
and they
part,
have
yeah.
they have like a rope in the middle, but then you can snap them together. Like they make them like that,
Yeah.
but they're flexible.
It's kind of like the snaking your like plumbing drain.
Yeah, but with a feather duster.
Yeah.
You know what else you can do? You can move your dryer away from the wall and disconnect the hose and then take a leaf blower.
Oh, and blow it out?
Blow it out.
Oh, like the vent pipe. Not...
The vent pipe. Yeah. You put it not into the dryer. Into the vent pipe that you hook your dryer up to. You can put a leaf blower at the house side of it and blow it all the way out.
Maybe have something on the other side so you don't spray it all over your neighbor's house.
Oh, I don't know.
A pillowcase or something.
Depends on, I mean, if you don't like your neighbor, then hey.
Yeah.
I do have one note about
You have
dryers.
plausible deniability on that accident.
Fire hazards specifically come from flexible ducting. You're supposed to have
Rigid
ducting because the flexible stuff would technically be fine if it didn't have the ridges on the inside that collects things.
Yeah, it's not the thinner metal
Yeah.
that is the problem. It's the accordion shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same with plumbing. Like when people have flexible pipes, it's
Sometimes,
yuck.
as a homeowner, sometimes people put in flexible pipes because that's what they can afford to do in that moment. And it's gross, but that's what it is. But when you're doing the same thing with a dryer, it's not just gross. It's a hazard.
Yeah, it is.
So it's harder.
Yeah. And if you have like 12 inches to go, that's not as big of a safety
you
hazard.
can look
if
for
you
your-
really
I
have to go.
Because normally the smallest one is a 4-inch diameter. So
Yeah.
if you have a 12-inch run, you can stick your hand in and pull all the lint out. But a lot of times it's like they go up and then they turn sideways and travel and
Yeah.
I just did one at my sister's house for the first time. We don't offer ducting services to our clients because we're not certified in HVAC. But at my sister's house, I'll do just about anything.
Yeah, we
for
just
her.
turned her flexible ducting into rigid.
Oh, yeah.
And she
I
had
saw that
plastic
picture.
flexible ducting.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a thing too.
Oh, that same stuff that we use for like dust collection system? Like that stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know, I will say if you're a homeowner, you can absolutely change your own duct to rigid because they sell it at all of the big box stores. They come in 5-foot and 2-foot runs, and you can just buy a pair of tin snips to cut it. And they have like a little.
I didn't end up having to cut any of the pieces.
They have a little. I'm gonna say
It's like almost like an accordion type.
Well, you like push it together, and then it like has a little thing that they.
Oh yeah,
Like a crimpy thing?
I don't know
Yeah.
why. I assumed ducks came just in a circle already. I thought they were one piece, but you have to assemble it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you just.
do.
You say you weren't the one who assembled it. That
That's
sucker
true.
was kind of
Quite
hard.
difficult when I was looking it up for some reason.
Oh, I was
before,
like-
and it looked
I got
kinda
half
hard.
of it done and I couldn't get it any more done, and I was like holding it like weirdly to the side to have it not unsnap, and I was like, Hannah, help.
Yeah.
Before I lose my mind, because if this unclips again, I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw it.
You want to hear some like MacGyver moves for that? Clamp. You could clamp it
I feel like you
to bring it in.
It was
it's
really
a dryer
dentable.
vent though. It doesn't really matter. Or a ratchet strap.
That's true, but I didn't have any of those. I just had my two
You
God-given
like
hands.
my noise.
And then
sound
my
effects.
other two God-given hands, aka my twins' hands.
Like,
Yeah.
bring them twin hands over
yeah,
here.
same DNA. Come
I
here.
now have 4 hands.
Like, these are all mine.
All right, what's next?
Oh, Hannah means family.
Okay, so we'll do...
Oh, wait, sorry.
A
I had one
description.
thing. If you do your own ductwork, even if you do the clamp closure, every place where stuff comes together, you're supposed to actually use duct tape to seal.
And
Yes.
that, if you
Okay,
did not
sorry.
know, friends, is where our favorite duct tape is actually duct tape.
And it's silver because it matches the vent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry about that.
So I'll do this one as, like, I'm going to pretend to be a patient. And you guys will be the doctor.
Okay.
For this
I'll
one.
take your temperature. Hot.
This is a hot take, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hot. I am loud and crusty dusty and humid.
Right?
A bathroom exhaust fan.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when it starts
loud
going
one was the
bad,
one that
it's
got
like
me.
when you're
Yeah.
trying to use the bathroom.
So let's talk about first, why is it a problem? Like, what if the noise doesn't bother you? Why is it a problem?
Moisture.
Yeah, moisture is
If they're
big
loud,
issue.
they're not working properly. And do you know how you know?
Unless yours is like from the 80s, then they're just loud.
Yeah. Do you know a quick test to find out if they're working properly?
Oh, I know it.
Tell it.
The tissue
The
test.
tissue test.
This is my favorite thing to share with clients, and I don't always get to whip out this little nugget of information. But you hold the tissue, and sometimes you need like a little step ladder or something close to your exhaust fan. And if it sucks it right up and you can basically let go of the tissue and it holds it up, then
Total thumbs up.
you're great. I mean, if it's really loud or it sounds like it's hitting something, then that's problematic. But if it's sucking out that moisture, then it is doing your
its
job.
Yeah.
If it does not, then it's either clogged or not working right, or the vent above it has insulation in it, or whatever.
Yeah,
It could be a million different things. But then it won't suck that tissue up.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think that exhaust fans are for bad smells in the bathroom, which I'm not
Fair.
going to lie, it's helpful. But that's not their purpose. Their purpose is to remove moisture from your bathroom. Most bathrooms are not huge. They're prone to collecting moisture, and then that creates a good environment for mold to grow. So you want to run your exhaust fan while you're showering, and depending on the size of your bathroom, maybe as long as half an hour afterward.
If you see condensation on your windows, you should be running.
Yeah, unlike your mirror, if you take a shower and your window is fogging up, then your exhaust fan isn't working properly, or
Or you're
it's,
taking real hot showers.
Yeah, it could be a couple of different things. Like in the summer, it was kind of warm in my apartment, and the mirror would fog up even when I had the fan on. But I started opening the door, and it allowed enough moisture to get out of the bathroom that it didn't collect solely in the bathroom, and that helped.
Yeah, I mean, so that's also an option for moisture controlling your bathroom. You can leave the door open. I mean, if you live with other people, that's not always what you want to do.
Yeah.
Or
But
if you live with my dog, she'll lick your butt while you're in the shower.
if you getting mold in your bathroom is a real bummer to have to clean up. It's just a lot easier to not get it in the first place.
Yeah.
And
it
I've
really
seen
is.
some people, because some bathrooms just don't have them.
Yeah.
If you have a window, I've seen people get the window fans that are two fans in one, and just have the air go
I mean,
out.
just a basic one. You can buy a $20 box fan at Walmart and open your bathroom door and put the fan in the door blowing out.
Yeah.
I just realized something. My bathroom, I painted the ceiling and the wall black because it looks cool, but I just realized I'd never be able to tell if there's mold on that.
No.
No, you wouldn't.
So what I can't see can't hurt me.
I mean, I feel like though mold gets a little fuzzy after a while, so
Yuck.
you'd
Yeah,
probably
you'd also be able to smell it, and it would spread
Oh,
everywhere.
mine's fine then.
It's hard to get rid of mold once you get it, and turning your fan on real quick is a great way to just be able to do it. I know the house that I'm working at, Jana, she does not have a exhaust fan in her bathroom, but she does have a window, and the window is sort of technically in the shower. It's half in the shower. It's such a weird setup, and there isn't a plug anywhere besides almost next to the ceiling above the vanity. So on the other side of so we're definitely gonna have to figure out how to get that how to get that figured out. She said that when she lived there before the renovation, she didn't have a problem with the steam before because they always open the window, but eventually we'll have to figure something out for that. But if you have an interesting situation with your exhaust fan, you don't know how to get some air circulating, let us know.
But go to the How to Handyma'am Facebook group and put it in there. And not only will we be able to answer you, but there'll be others in there that have struggled with the exact same thing.
Also, if it's loud, the first step, if you don't want to replace it, is cleaning it out.
Clean it. Yeah, you'd be surprised at... I mean, how often do people get on a stepladder, take the cover off their exhaust fans, and vacuum them out? Not very often. So they do. And they're sucking things in. So they're pulling the dust, the grime, they're pulling it into the fan. So they just need a cleaning periodically.
Yeah, especially if you are like me and you have your laundry and your dryer in the bathroom, you'll get a lot more dust than if you don't have that in your bathroom because you'll get the lint dust and stuff.
Okay, what's next? This is fun. I feel like this is our medical show house version.
Is it important to flush your water heater?
Yes, with a caveat.
Well, tell me about it.
Can you tell us, first of all, because I don't really know a lot about this, what is the purpose of doing it?
Okay.
Because I know you're going to talk about
Yeah.
when you should and when you shouldn't, but why?
Yeah.
So when you have a water heater, it builds up sediment in the bottom, which can impact your water quality. It can also, like, there's coils in the heater, and it can impact the heater. I'm not a specialist in this, so that's just, like, the brief amount of knowledge I know about it. So you're supposed to do it yearly. And we have a few clients. We didn't know you were supposed to do it yearly. We have a few clients who were like, can you drain this for me? And I finally did research on it. My caveat is, and you can do it, there's, you have to turn it off because...
I assume you let the water cool down.
Yeah, because you have to turn it off and then wait a bit to let the water cool down because the water in your water heater isn't the same temp as the water coming out of your hot water pipe because that's usually
it's hotter.
Some mix.
Yeah.
It's scalding water. So for the love of God, if you do this, please turn your thing off and let it sit for a while. But there's literally a hose connection at the bottom. You connect a hose, put it to your sump pump, put it outside wherever you need to go, and just it's like a hose spigot valve. You just untwist it and open it. My water heater is like 8 feet from my sump pump, so I'd honestly probably just dump it in my sump, which then literally dumps into my backyard. So, but for me, my sump or my water heater is, I think, 8 years old. I can't remember. And I know the previous owners never drained it, and I haven't drained it in almost 4 years, which means it shouldn't now be drained, which can be confusing because I just said, like, oh, you should drain it every year. But if it's gone more than a couple years without being drained, there's enough sediment in the bottom that when you go to drain it, it actually kicks it all up and can impact the internal mechanisms because of the amount of sediment in your system.
I feel like it would get clogged at that point.
It can clog it. It can ruin the heat coils on the inside. It can do a lot of damage. So when we say you should empty your water heaters and flush it out and get the sediment out, it does come with that caveat that sometimes it's just too far gone, and it's fine. It'll still last for several years and stuff, but yeah, just that cautious, like, some of these things, you just shouldn't, like, rush to do it. Do a little bit of...
Well, and I think, so the most dangerous part about flushing your water heater, I assume, is the temperature of the water. Like, worst case, you flood wherever you are if you don't hose it out properly. Like, if you don't drain it properly. But how long do you have to wait for 55 gallons of scalding hot water to cool down?
I don't think too awful long because you're technically not touching any of it, like, if you put the hose on correctly and stuff. So I would, like, be careful of where you're draining it. So if you didn't let it cool down for very long, like, maybe you don't, like, maybe you have so many people living in your house you can't have it not have hot water for a bit, it will burn your grass. So, like, if you're draining it outside into a floor drain, like, Lucas and I, my husband and I, know where our sump comes out because we had an issue with our, long story short, we were doing laundry, something started flooding, so we were like, well, we're just going to have to drain this into our sump. And then our hill right outside our house was very soapy. So we figured out so it would burn all the plants in that hill. So... yeah, just be cautious. I'd say, yeah, scalding's an issue, flooding's an issue, but if you properly put a hose gasket with rubber on the end, you'll be fine.
And if you're not comfortable doing it yourself, a plumber is the correct person to call.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
What else we got?
That was great. Okay, we have 2 more of the safety ones that I feel like are safety concerns. So... it's annoying when you cook if you have one in the kitchen.
Hood vent?
It's annoying if you have one?
In the kitchen while you're cooking.
A dog?
Do you remember my first night in the other apartment?
Smoke alarm.
Smoke alarm and CO2 detectors.
Yeah, you would think common sense would tell you, I better have a smoke alarm in my kitchen. Well, no, unless
Have
you
you
like
ever
it.
burned anything?
You like it going off every night at dinner.
Oh, yeah. The first night that Jace and I were in our new apartment, we were making, like, tater tots in a oven pizza or something. And the oven had a new oven smell because it hadn't been started.
Oh, yeah.
And, well, we thought that was the only reason. And the smoke detector wasn't in the kitchen. It was in the room next to it. Still pretty close, though. And it started going off, and we couldn't get it to turn off. And then every time I would open the oven after that, it would go off. And eventually, we had to, like, switch the smoke detector because I think the smoke detector itself was, like, just too sensitive. But it's not a great idea to have it right next to,
No.
like, you don't want it above your stove or something because, like, any, like, steam will set it off.
Yeah.
Like, really anything will set it off.
We were surprised to find during our many reno projects that dust will set off your smoke alarm.
Specifically plaster dust.
Yes, it
Yes,
definitely will.
it will.
And then kill it.
Yeah.
There are, and you can easily Google it, but there are we're working on this with our daughter Hannah in her new house. There are very specific places that smoke detectors should be, and there's a reason for them backed by the fire science about like how fire travels and basically how do you find out soon enough to get out of the house?
Yeah.
I know you at least need one on every floor and preferably one in your attic. So that means one in your basement, one on your first floor, second floor, how many floors you have. You need them right outside the sleeping area or in a sleeping area.
Yeah. Normally one in each bedroom and then one outside them because ideally you find out before the fire gets to your bedroom.
Yeah.
And then one near the kitchen, but not in the
kitchen.
Yeah, you'd want it like say you burnt a bag of popcorn and you open it, think about exactly where your smoke is going to go, and you don't want your fire detector or your smoke detector to do that.
I'm going to be rude and look something up really quick because I just heard this in a true crime episode about there's two different types of smoke alarms. One detects smoke particles and one detects flame, which means it really often...
That's too late.
It's too late.
By the time the flame gets to the smoke detector. That's interesting. While you're looking that up, I will say that you should, my recommendation, not as a contractor, but as like a person who does not want you to have trouble in your house, is to get a combination smoke and CO2 detector.
Yeah.
CO detector, not CO2. It's carbon monoxide. Yeah, you want to have, and they make up combos, and they're not like super cheap, but I also think most fire departments will give them away for free.
We got ours for free from consumers on our gas bill. Okay. Shout out to Crime Junkie because this is where I learned it this week. Except I'm pretty sure the husband did it and set the fire. He was a fire.
The husband always does it.
Firefighter.
The husband.
But so there's two different types of smoke detectors. There is an ionization and a photoelectric. So an ionization is flaming fires.
Okay.
And so that's great for flash fires, for oil on your stove. Mm-hmm. One time Lucas was doing an exam during COVID, and I accidentally set a fire on our stove of oil. I was like, he's taking his exam, and he looked over, and I was like, ah! But then the other kind, which from recommendations seems to be the safer, is a photoelectric, which is smoldering fires. So that's a true smoke.
Because in most fires, the smoke is going to hit your detector before the flames ever do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if your flames are on your ceilings, which is 8 to 12 feet, depending on how tall your house is, that's a pretty big flame that's touching it. So yeah, I would just do some research. I know Kid, the fire brand, I thought it was Kitty, but apparently it's Kid.
Oh, yeah.
They
KIDDE.
They got some like lawsuits and stuff because of this. So I would just like do a little bit of research.
Yeah. Does that mean that you could put a flame detector in your kitchen?
I think so.
Because that would maybe make sense to put it in your kitchen, or if you have something that's highly flammable. Mm-hmm. Like, so,
I would say legal disclaimer: do your own research before what you put in your house, because we don't want to be responsible.
Call your fire department. They will tell you exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, it seems like if like you're deep frying and things like that, a flash fire
might be a good idea.
Some ma'am over here knows because she burned her eyebrows off as a child.
Whoopsie.
But I would just do some research. But I also would recommend. A lot of fire alarms or smoke alarms do not have CO2 detectors in them. So you Oh,
It's
CO.
carbon monoxide, yeah.
Yeah, so you either, not COT, that's...
Carbon dioxide.
Yeah, that would go off every time
Like,
a
my
human
car's
breathes.
in my house.
Yeah.
But your CO detectors, you should either have a CO detector on each floor or just get the combo.
Yeah,
CO
the combo
fire
one.
the combo.
Yeah,
I
because
think
it's
that's what
odorless. You don't know.
Yeah.
And you'll start to feel kind of ill. But I mean, we've had this problem before. You start to feel kind of ill. You don't think, I wonder if there's carbon monoxide or I wonder if there's gas.
Yeah.
Well, we all get migraines, so we're always like,
We were
I don't feel good.
We had a minor gas leak in our kitchen at our workshop, and we were sitting there. We're all like, God, we don't feel good. And like,
Yeah. Well,
Arlie
we would be
went,
fine, and then we'd be working for a little bit, and then we'd feel really sick.
and we'd just be like, or we'd feel like panicky. You'd be like, what's wrong with the world?
Yeah, like
you
your
get
heart
that.
Lots of
race
things.
and kind of anxious.
It was so, but it didn't, and they add that smell to natural gas, so you know. But it was a while before before we could smell it
leak.
but
Yeah.
I was like,
enough to make us feel ill.
I was like, because there used to be a stove down there. I remember at one point to you, I was like, could it possibly be that capped pipe? And then our HVAC guy came and he was like, it's definitely that capped pipe because it's not
we
fully capped.
smelled it, and
but we went up to it. We couldn't really.
Yeah,
it was like
seemed
nebulous.
fine.
Like you couldn't like identify it specifically.
Yeah.
So just if you're all that to say, just if you're feeling ill, like oftentimes we'll just write it off as an illness, not like a contamination. So having a CO detector is important.
Also, it's never okay to smell gas in your house.
Nope,
It
not
is
ever.
legitimately never, ever.
Didn't you have a
okay.
customer who said someone told her it was okay? It was not a
I
big
might
deal.
have told this story on the podcast,
I think
so I'll
maybe
just
you
briefly
did.
say it. But I went to their house for a totally different reason, and I walked into the utility room, and I usually try to be like if someone has like kind of gross pets or something, like that's not my business. I don't really care. I walked into this room and I was like, guys, I smell natural gas in here. Like, have you like smelled this? Talked about it? Nothing to do with why I was there, but I was like, I'm
concerned for you.
I'm concerned, and so they're like, our inspector said it was fine.
That is not.
There is
No.
no amount of natural gas that is
Nope.
safe to breathe.
How did they not feel sick every day?
They had like a pretty sprawling house,
Oh.
but it was under their kids' room.
That's
Yeah.
not good.
So
Yeah.
So that
it's never okay.
That was safety item number 4, right? You have one more safety item?
Yes.
Okay.
So our last one is GFCI outlets. And I learned a lot about these because at the house I'm working, Jana's house, is kind of on a bunch of different levels with like outlet safety situations. And I learned that a lot of the time when you have the 2 prongs and you don't have that third one, it's because you only have white and black wires.
You don't have a ground wire.
Yeah.
That's what the third, in any outlet, the third hole is the grounding hole.
Yeah.
And that's why with like hair dryers and stuff, because it pulls more power, it uses a grounding.
Yeah. And so if I wanted to replace those, I couldn't just put in a regular outlet. I would have to put in a GFCI outlet.
So if you put in a regular outlet that has 3 prongs, you still don't have a ground just because you have a hole for the ground.
It's just a place for that to sit.
yeah. It's kind of like the adapters that you can put on like a 3-prong to a 2-prong, which you
So
do not want to
The
do.
solution is GFCIs.
So tell us
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Well, so for you guys listening, the GFCI is the one where you like push the buttons in the middle.
To reset. Yeah.
Yes, so they're normally in your bathroom or your kitchen. They're usually in like environments where you want like it is like an extra safety thing on your outlets in areas where you might need them. So like hair dryers right next to your sink, or like probably if you had one installed for like a bidet next to your toilet, there'll probably be one there. They're usually on your like next to your sink in the kitchen, or on the back wall of your kitchen or whatever. But so since Jana has 2 prongs and she doesn't have a ground wire in her rooms upstairs, and they're seriously they're sketchy. Some of them like are broken off into pieces. They're old and they've been
Yeah.
painted over multiple times.
Yeah.
There's like stuff inside of them, so they need to be replaced anyway. And I think I should replace them with the GFCI so they're extra.
And
safe.
there's 2 kinds of, and I think it's actually GFCI. and GFI. There are 2 different ones.
Oh, okay.
And one of them, you'll know exactly what it is because they typically have a blue sticker on them that says this outlet is not grounded. And those are the ones that you put in where there's no ground wire coming in. So that notifies you as the homeowner, there is no ground wire here. But what the outlet itself does is if there's a surge of power, the outlet will shut off.
Yeah.
GFI, ground fault interrupter, GFCI, ground fault circuit interrupter, are the same safety device.
Oh.
The GFCI is the technical term used in the National Electric Code, but GFI is often used interchangeably.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay.
But you will know, so the ones...
Thanks, Google.
If someone professional puts them in for you, they're required to have the sticker that tells you just because there's 3 holes doesn't mean it's grounded. It basically says, I could show you. We'll show a video of the ones in my house that say this outlet is not grounded.
Yeah. But I thought that was super interesting because, before I learned that, I would have just changed them out with a 3-pronged outlet.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen, my house has 3-prong outlets, and it's not grounded.
Yeah, I would have been like, do, not knowing that it, to safely do it, I should put in a GFCI in order to,
have extra safety.
Yeah.
And if you
especially if I'm putting it in a baby's room, which is what I'm doing.
Yes.
If you have knob and tube wiring, your house isn't grounded usually.
Yeah. And there isn't any ground wires in her house, but there are some 3-pronged outlets. So I'm curious to look back there and see if they are 3-pronged outlets that just don't have a ground wire, or if maybe some of them do randomly, but I haven't run into anything else before that has anything else in her house that has any ground wires. So
I have one more related tip, and then I know I know you had a couple more. We're out of our self-imposed timeline. Mm-hmm. So we'll save those for another episode because they're good too. But I wanted to give one related item, which is you will sometimes notice that a normal outlet has 2 vertical slits and then a semicircular opening. Mm-hmm. If you have one that's like a winky face, which means one of the verticals is actually horizontal, it's not just for looks. There's a reason for that. The ones that are straight up are 15 amp outlets, and the ones that have the winky face are 20 amp outlets.
So if you have a really intense deep freezer, a big refrigerator, some stoves.
So and here's a real example. So at
our
our food pantry, we had a normal outlet, and we brought in a refrigerator, a freezer that has a lot of draw on it, and it has a winky face plug. So we'll just put the winky face plug.
Well, ever handy. I was I'll just swap it for Dad, and then we came home and we were like, Mom, look, we made it.
And I was like, put your coat on. We're going back to undo that because what happens is you will have too much draw. Mm-hmm. So you can melt your outlet or overload the outlet. You should never put a 20 amp appliance on a 15 amp. You can put a 15 amp appliance, well, not if the plugs don't work, but you can do the other way. You can have an appliance that draws less power than what the outlet provides, but you cannot have an appliance that draws more. Mm-hmm. So if you have a winky face plug or a winky face outlet on your appliance, they need to match each other. Mm-hmm. You can't just switch it out for the convenience of the different shape. There's a reason why they have a different shape.
And the solution for that is a new breaker.
Yes. Yeah. And it can be switched out in your panel pretty easily. You just put in a 20 amp breaker instead of a 15 amp.
Panel's at capacity, but then that's a conversation I have with your electrician.
But you can swap it. You can take out the 15 and put in a 20 in the same spot.
There's capacity of breakers.
Total capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is. Okay. Well, that was a lot of really good information. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's stuff that you don't always think about, and it's not flashy or sexy, so nobody wants to go I'm going to research CO detectors.
Well, I actually think dryer vents are very sexy.
Oh.
Well, these are things to think about.
Who am I to judge?
If you have just bought a home or you're thinking about buying a home and you're walking through it, these are things to look at. And they're not things that are totally huge, gigantor, things that are going to, your floor is going to cave in or something like that. But they're definitely things to think about. If you just bought a home, when was the last time the dryer vent was cleaned out? Or just make sure you put on your to-do list to do that if you're not sure.
Or how new are the batteries in your smoke detectors? If you move into a new house, you should just change the batteries in your smoke detectors. That gives you a clean start. Mm-hmm. Then you set yourself a reminder for 6 months from then to put new batteries in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some of them have 10-year batteries, so then you just have to check them.
The newer ones do. 10-year sealed lithium combined smoke CO detectors.
It's almost like you do this for a living or something.
I know. Or I just bought 5 of them for our daughter.
Yeah. Yeah. I also wanted to say that when you fall behind on maintenance, it can feel like a lot to catch up on.
Mm-hmm.
Or like when my husband and I bought our house, we got a really great deal because they hadn't been good at maintaining. Like the bones were really good, the appliances were great, but they just had trouble keeping up with maintenance. That's something that's really hard to catch up on. So I like to think of it as like habit stacking. So maybe you start every month, you start cleaning out your dry vent, or every 6 months, like you start that habit.
Yeah.
Then you add one more maintenance thing to your routine. So
Yeah. Well,
one maintenance thing we didn't mention, I just need to say, change your furnace filter, please.
Oh yeah, that's important. And we have a whole list of more things that need to that we'll talk about more on another episode of our the homeowner's guide that nobody told you about. But there's a couple of things that are like safety, like the dryer vent, I would say, is like the first thing that you should look into if you're gonna do maintenance, and then just like do one every month and you'll be done in like 6 months. And
The time's gonna pass whether you do it or not, so do it slowly if you can't do it all at once.
Yeah, of course. And it's, you know, you could probably like find like a friend to help you, like be like, you know what, it's time. Is that you could have a dryer vent buddy.
You could
like
be like,
every
we'll
6
clean
months.
mine, then we'll clean yours, then we'll get pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
because
Mark's.
nothing bad ever happens with pizza.
No.
So that's
Cult
what.
recruitment.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I would do, and yeah. So
Well, Emily, if they want to learn more tips, how do they find us?
You can find us pretty much everywhere at How to Handyma'am, or you can visit our website, myhandyma'am.com, to learn about the business we run, because we are licensed builders who have been in this field for a while, who are teaching you, because we learned everything the hardest possible way, so you don't have to. And then you can also email us your questions, situations, what's going on. If you just want to say hi and be like, I want to be your best friend, because we also want to be your best friend, you can email us at hthm@myhandyma'am.com, and we look forward to hearing from you, because we want to be a resource for you.
Yes,
and
we do.
we care about your safety in your home. So
All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
we love you.
Mwah.